Hello and welcome to this guide on how to do a very comfortable Saradomin Dolo method, which isn't really Dolo because you're not attacking the boss with your ult, but it's there to help you out a lot and means you can kind of stay in there indefinitely for many hours on a very low skill level. So I hope it's useful. It was definitely a resource that I wish I had when I was starting to learn. But yeah, I hope it helps you and enjoy. So here's the setup for my main. Basically I have full armadil, Pegasians, Barrow's gloves. For obvious reasons, maximise range DPS. You don't really need much defense here. I'm bringing a twisted bow because it is the best DPS weapon to use along with dragon arrows. If you can't afford it, definitely bring an ACB or a rune crossbow or a dragon crossbow, those exist now. And use that, but twisted bow is by far the best. I also have an assembler. This will save you a few arrows in the long run, and a suffer ring because it gives you nice defense and prayer. Feel free to swap that out for an archer's ring, but I like the extra prayer bonus. In my invent I have a toxic blowpipe. This is for the minions, good healing with the spec and also good DPS on the minions. A monk's robe top and a Zamorak robe. This is god items to get my KC. I drop them as soon as I'm in the actual, what's called arena, I don't know. I drop them as soon as I get in there to free up some space so I can pick up loots and other stuff and bones and things. Sara brews are basically here for some emergency healing. You shouldn't ever need them, but in case you mess up or in case something bad happens, it's nice to have them rather than not have them, because then you'll die. A stamina pot is here. A similar reason, you shouldn't ever need one, but just in case you do, it's nice to have one, because purple sweets kind of like slow down your attack speed, or no, it just delays your attacks, so sometimes that's not what you want. Ranging pots. The rest of my ranging pots are on my ult, because it can use potion share. However, feel free to take more on your main account. The ratio of ranging pots to super restores is completely up to you. I take this because I like to keep both my mage prey and rigor on throughout the entire kill, so I use a lot of prayer. But if Sara doesn't drop a lot of prayer, I like to have a lot just so my trip doesn't end just because I'm unlucky. And also with all the range pots on my ult, I'm staying for a stupidly long time anyway, but feel free to change that up, completely up to you. Do a couple trips, see what you feel like. Trollheim teleport, this is to get there, get to God Wars, and also revert it back into a house tab for the second one so you can tele out. Purple sweets, this is more for energy rather than healing. Sometimes it's just nice stackable energy, you don't need to worry about bringing staminas. At the end of the kill, if you don't have much energy left and you don't have an energy transfer, you can just eat a few of those and you're fine. Bones to peaches, stackable food source, so pick up bones at the end of a kill, and yeah, heal up if you need it. Explorer's Ring 4, this is so you can alch some of the rune drops, some of the other drops. It does add up to quite a lot, so it's definitely useful to have it. And that's pretty much it. Don't take any runes, but I do use the high alchemy. Yeah, and that's it for the main, so I'll show you what you should be taking onto your ult now. So I'm going to quickly take you through the setup on my ult. So I have Blessed Dehides for basically good range offense, and also providing my Saradomin and Zamorak items for getting KC. You can chuck some Armadillo in here if you want. I personally don't see the need, but if you have Pegasian boots, definitely use those. I can't afford them right now, but I'll definitely switch those out once I can. And everything else is basically a bit of prayer, maximising range, DPS for the minions. So if you have an assembly, use that. It will save you a lot of darts in the long run. I don't have the quest done, so I don't have that yet. I'll get onto the imbued heart later. Saradomin brew is basically there for a bit of emergency healing. You shouldn't be taking much damage, but if you do, it's nice to have it. And the super restores, again, you shouldn't be using any prayer because nothing really attacks you in there, but if you don't want to flick it up in case something does attack you, then it's nice to have some emergency super restores. Worst comes to worst, you can give it to your main. Ranging potions. These are pretty much all the ranging potions I'm going to take. You can increase the amount you have on your main if you want, but that just depends on your ratios. Go for a few trips, see how it feels, see which one you need more of. But this should last you a good 6 hours, if not more. So that's fine. Trollheim teleport to get you there. Also, you bring 2 because you revert the second one into a house tab so you can tele out. Bones to peaches, stackable food, pick up bones, turn them into peaches. That's 8 hit points each. Water runes and lava runes, or water runes and earth runes. This is part of your potion share spell. You can bring mud runes, but they're pretty expensive and you use a lot of them. So I'm choosing not to. It's a bit of a budget setup. If you really want to increase your time at Sara, then bring an extra range pot and bring mud runes. And in my rune pouch, I have astral runes, lore runes, and nature runes. And this is so I can do the energy transfer and the boost potion share, which I explained earlier. The imbued heart is because currently I'm 89 magic, so I need to boost a little bit for energy transfer. But hopefully your else would have 91 mage already and not need to bother with that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the ult. It's fairly basic. And moving on. So essentially this method revolves around you doing the basic solo method. So you're attacking Sara, running around the edge of the room, doing 2 hits per wall. But the difference is you've got your ult there and it's attacking Bree, as you can see in this video. And basically, hopefully, it will kill Bree, meaning that you don't need to worry about the range attacks anymore, reducing your damage to 0 if you don't mess up for the majority of the kill, which is very useful and means that your health is sustainable just on Bones to Peaches and Blowpipe specs. At the end of the kill, you can also benefit from other things that your ult can do for you. So the energy transfer spell can give you special attack, but it can also give you run energy. And this doesn't drain the run energy from your ult, so every 2 kills you can do that and restore your run energy to full. This really cuts down on the amount of purple sweets you need, which is very useful. And also you can put all of your range pots on your ult and fill your invent up with prayer pots, as I like to do, or a mix of range pots and prayer pots, depending on what you like to do. You can see here I'm praying range because Bree respawned, but Growler was down. So again, just saving health. You can see here me messing with the flex. So you get double the inventory space, which is very useful. You can see that my ult just casted energy transfer on me. Energy went to 100, so did my spec, which means I can heal more as well, which is very useful. And that's pretty much it. It's very basic, quite self-explanatory. I'm gonna let this run for another few minutes, another 5 minutes, just so you can kind of get some visual examples of what I'm doing here. These aren't perfect kills, but they're pretty average actually. I haven't done a lot of this, but there wasn't an awful lot of information on this method beforehand, so I decided to see if I could help some people. So that's it. Every few minutes you can use the altar to restore your prayer, and also Saradomin drops prayer pots, so you should be fairly sustainable on prayer, but you can go unlucky obviously because it's RNG, so it's nice to have some extra ones there just in case. And yeah, okay, I mean it this time. That's pretty much it. Cast potion share to restore your range boosts every 2 kills. Oh, and also when Saradomin dies, I like to keep a timer of 1 minute 30 just so I know when it's going to spawn again. I know there's some clients that do that for you, but if you're low tech like me, you can just use a timer for that. And yeah, okay, that's it. I'll leave you to it. One quick final tip: as soon as the kill ends, turn your run off. It'll help you conserve run energy and means it can start regenerating in the humongous 1 minute 30 that you have waiting around. So yeah, that's the last tip. Good luck, and hope you get some hilts and ACBs.